My job is watching a woman trapped in a room. 3 years ago, I was scrolling through local job listings when one ad stopped me cold. It didn't offer a title or a company name, just a few words and an email address. I was managing a music store that was about to shut down, so I was already looking for an out. The vagueness was weird, but I was bored enough to reply. Within half an hour, I got a response with an address and a time. I went to an upscale office building, filled out forms and questionnaires, and left. I figured that was the end of it. A month later, they called me back. This time, I was led to a different office park, and a man named Mr. Solomon escorted me into a room with a desk, 2 monitors, and a bolted-down metal box with 2 oversized buttons. Solomon explained the job. 7 6-hour shifts a week. I'd arrive early, store my belongings in a locker, and change into provided work clothes. Nothing from outside could come in, and nothing from inside could leave. My job was simple. Watch the live feed on the left monitor. Once an hour, type a brief log on the right terminal about anything interesting. No pens, no paper, no notes. The red button was for emergencies. The green button was for noteworthy events. Solomon stressed that I should only hit green for something of real significance. He didn't define what that meant. He pointed to a camera in the ceiling. The real room would be the same. Other people were watching me watch the feed. I was just a redundancy, he said, a backup in case their systems failed. The pay was $35 an hour. That worried me. My mom always said if something seems too good to be true, it probably is. I asked if it was illegal or if anyone would get hurt. Solomon said no to both. He said the work was important and confidential. I'd have to sign papers promising never to discuss it, or I could be sued or locked up. I'm only breaking that now because of what happened. I took the job. I quit my music store with no notice, feeling bad but excited. It was easy money, if a bit boring, and I told myself not to chicken out over imagination. The real surveillance room was almost identical to the model. Locker room, small bathroom, water cooler. The biggest difference? The monitors were turned on. The right monitor was a simple terminal for logs, but the left monitor showed a live video feed of a room. A bedroom, I guessed, but it had a TV, a sofa, chairs, and a couple of tables. And there was a woman in it. She was always there every shift, every hour she moved around that room reading, watching TV, pacing, sleeping. She never left. I didn't know who she was, why she was there, or who was keeping her. My job was just to watch, log anything interesting, and press green if something significant happened. The first week was quiet. She read books, watched TV, ate meals that appear from a slot in the wall. I logged nothing noteworthy and never pressed green. But after the first month, I started noticing small things. She would stop mid-sentence while talking to herself. She'd stare at the camera for too long like she knew I was there. I hit the green button for the first time when she put a message on the wall in what looked like red marker. It said, "Let me out." I logged it and pressed green. Nothing happened. No response. Over the next weeks, the messages got worse. She started breaking things, screaming, banging on the walls. I pressed green repeatedly. Still no response from anyone. I started wondering about the red button. Was this an emergency? She wasn't hurting herself, but she was clearly desperate. I never pressed it. I was afraid of what would happen if I did. Then one day, she stopped. She sat on the floor perfectly still and spoke clearly to the camera. She said, "I know you're watching, you can get me out. Please." I pressed green and typed it in. After that, she stopped eating. She stopped moving. For 2 days, she lay on the bed staring at the ceiling. I logged it every hour. I pressed green 4 times. Nobody responded. On the 3rd day, she stood up, walked to the wall, and wrote one last message. "Thank you for watching." Then she sat down and closed her eyes. I pressed green one last time. An hour later, the feed cut to black. The door to my surveillance room swung open. Mr. Solomon walked in, smiled, and said, "Congratulations, you've passed the final test. She wasn't trapped. You were. We were watching how long it took you to press red. I never pressed red, and now she's gone, and so is my chance to leave."